Yes, people. Welcome back to the Football Locker Room channel. It's your boy Shaq. Hey, I know it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. Do you know what I mean? It's the half-term break. That's what I call it. You understand? The international break. Yeah, we got a few things to talk about, man. Football soon come back, and you know what? Yeah, I didn't realize that the internationals were finishing a little bit earlier this time round. I thought England, well, initially, I thought England was supposed to be playing today on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? But they played on Sunday, so I missed that one. You know what I mean? But listen, big up Saka, especially Eze. You know what I mean? Bagging for England, getting them a W. You understand? We all know the big news. You know what I mean? With the Gabriel injury. I don't really know what the fuss is all about, but we're gonna get into that a little piece more. Do you know what I mean? A little bit of the Semenyo stuff. Gonna get into that as well, people. Make sure you're smashing the like and subscribe on your way in, man. But listen, man, look, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. You know what I mean? Been away for a bit. International football rounding up. But first off, do you know what I mean? I gotta give my congratulations to Eze, man. And you know what I've been saying to people already. And a lot of man have been saying, oh, but Eze is a 10, Eze is a 10. I keep telling man, you need to see me a lot of these 10s sometimes in the game. They gotta play out wide, man. Do you know what I mean? Play them in space, you know what I mean? Sometimes the middle of the pitch can be a bit too congested these days. People want to set up in low blocks, etc. etc. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man, I mean, big up names in the building, man. All good, my brother. All good, my brother. I was talking about the Netherlands. You know what? I'll be real. I'll be real, yeah. I haven't even been keeping track of everything in the international break. All I really know about is the England game, the fact that Haaland is continuing to do a Mazzali, do you know what I mean? And also the fact that Nigeria got knocked out in qualifying against Congo, do you know what I mean? Big talk on that, you know what I mean? The big Victor Osimhen, missing chance after chance. But aside from that, I'll be real with you, man. I don't know what going in international football. I thought Jamaica was already qualified, but Jamaica's still a part of the playoffs. Do you know what I mean? So boy, that just shows you what I know. The only international game I watched was the England 2-0 against Serbia, man. And first off, look, Eze playing on the left. Hey, what a finish, man. Round of applause for my boy, Everett. Eze, people. Round of applause, man. Do you know what I mean? Listen, you see, when it comes to Eze, yeah, like getting on the end of chances, hitting them shots first time, edge of the box, and the inside channel. Hey, listen, he's quality when it comes to these things, man. He's quality when it comes to these things. I'm not gonna lie, I names, you know what, yeah? Like, I get it. Do you know what I mean? I get it because I am kind of sort of disconnected from England in a sense. Do you know what I mean? But without saying too much, it's the one time I get to watch football on TV without having to pay. You know the ones there, or going to one of them balloon sites. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can't lie. When England is live, yeah. I do tune in from time to time, innit? Do you know what I mean? It's just the ease of being able to just have it on my TV and watch it. And you know what? Yeah, because I think throughout the Emirates era, yeah, we haven't had a lot of Englishman in this team, in it, especially not being key parts of this team or regulars of this team. Do you know what I mean? Man seen, what you call it? We've got Eze in there, we've got Saka in there. Of course, we could have had a Ben White as well, but you know, politics, do you know what I mean? And we got Declan Rice in there, you understand? Forgive me if I'm missing anyone else. Obviously, Lewis Skelly made his debut for England as well, do you know what I mean? So I can't lie. Because I'm seeing a few of my guys in this England team, you know what I mean? For me, Rice is an important part of the team. Saka is an important part of the team. And I think Eze's importance is growing in the team as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I can't lie. I have been keeping track of England a bit more. The fact that, Southgate is no longer here. We've had Thomas Tuchel in for a while, could be there for a year as well. So yeah, it's been very, I can't lie, yeah. Like England ain't the most exciting in it, but it's been interesting. I'm liking certain developments with the England team. The fact that finally in this midfield we got a player that is, do you know what I mean? High volume passes. They're gonna give it. Sorry, they're gonna get it. They're gonna give it. Do you know what I mean? Not these ball carriers or crash into the box energy, man. You understand? Whether that's Elliot Anderson playing in the midfield, I think Wharton is just being introduced now. He's been playing in the under 21s. I funny enough, yeah, like I said, England not the most exciting, well, not the most exciting but I'm liking certain things, you know what I mean? If anyone knows, I got the Jude Bellingham agenda, you understand? AKA BBL Judy. This is what I call him. Do you know what I mean? Because I think was it last season or the season before? I was watching Bellingham play for Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? And how many times I just see a man dive and he's just on his all fours, balling to the ref like a bad bee. Do you know what I mean? I was gonna make the face, but hey, let me not embarrass myself, people. Let me not embarrass myself. But you see, yeah, banter aside, yeah, you see, bringing Elliot Anderson and now a Wharton into the England midfield, there's going to be a bit more of a balance there. And I like that. You know, I think the PR and the overrated, I think Jude Bellingham is very overrated, isn't it? The PR is high for him. Now, don't get me wrong, he can be a clutch player, but the man just got better energy in it. Do you know what I mean? So, it's gonna be one of them ones where, like, you bring him off the bench, you need to go. He can crash the box. He's got energy. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna harry man. He's gonna press man. You know, I think that's the type of role that a Jude Bellingham can play in this England team. You understand what I'm saying? But if you want the team, especially the midfield areas, if you want them to be cohesive, you understand? You need what's happened to my screen. Ah, yeah, apologies, people. I don't know what the hell happened there, man. Yeah, nah, this is crazy, you know. This is crazy. And this Wi-Fi, yeah, has actually been on point for a minute, you know. And as soon as man jump on the stream and that, it want to move crazy, dog. It actually wants to move crazy. But listen, I need to move this on, bruh. You know what I mean? Before this fucks up again. Do you know what I mean? Nems is saying Jude is class. Yeah, listen, my brother. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that one, man. I can't lie. But listen, quality goal from Eze, man. And obviously another big talking point as well. When they were interviewing Eze after the game, they were like, "Oh, what a pass from Foden!" And listen, don't get me wrong. I think things like weight of pass is not appreciated as much in today's game, innit? You know what I mean? So I think the weight of pass was perfect for Eze to come onto the ball and just hit that first time into the top corner. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what? I don't even think I saw Saka's goal, you know, because I did tune into the game late. You know what I mean? But listen, big up the Arsenal man for coming in and scoring goal in it. Do you know what I mean? Moving on to Arsenal, yeah. Big Gab injured, do you know what I mean? Big set piece threat, big presence at the back. He's the leader at the back. Do you know what? Yeah, because of the tangible qualities in terms of the leadership, I think that will be missed, man. But listen, a lot of Arsenal man told me over the summer that this transfer window's been great. We've got the best squad in Europe, etc., etc., blah blah. You know what I mean? We shouldn't really have to worry. I can't lie. We shouldn't really have to worry. This brother that we bought in a loan, we might make permanent. If we do make permanent, he's going to be 40 million, my bro. Do you know what I mean? He should be able to come in and do a job for sure, man. So yeah, I don't really agree with the whole people getting mad. I'm now seeing people saying, "Oh, this run on fixtures, and now Gabriel's injured. I hate international break." Yeah, but they'll say, "Man, you didn't hate the international break when Saka and Eze were scoring." You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, man, but you know, you get me? Like, people have to pick and choose with these things, you know what I mean? But listen, we got a strong squad, man. We really do have a honestly, it really shouldn't be a problem. Honestly, people bear with me. Internet's moving mad right now. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man's gonna have to shift it onwards. Obviously, you're gonna have me and James and whatnot. Yeah, we're gonna go into the Tottenham game a little bit further in it. Do you know what I mean? But again, this should be a W. I think this is gonna be another tight game. Um, we all know how Thomas Frank likes to set up, especially against the big teams. We all know how he likes to set up in it. So we need to make sure once again that in that final third, yeah, we're doing a lot. We're missing a big piece. We're missing a big threat from set pieces. Although we've got enough tall players to, you know, I mean, still do our damage, but in open play, and need to see more movement, people. Do you know what I mean? We are a bit too static for my liking. I can't lie, man. But yeah, listen, I'm not too sure as to who will be fit on the way back. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Jokeres should be, because obviously he's been playing games like all season, in it, so he should be as near match fit as possible. But with all of these injuries coming back, we have to understand that Havertz ain't gonna be um match fit. Yeah, understand. Who else? Madueke might not be too match fit. Yeah, who else is coming back? I literally just saw the list like 15 minutes ago, people. Do you know what I mean? But albeit whatever it is, yeah, like a lot of these people that are coming back, you know what I mean, they're not gonna be like so much fit aside from Jokeres, isn't it? But once again, you know what I mean, it's only Tottenham, lads. You know what I mean? It's only Tottenham, so this shouldn't be much of an issue. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be a W. And with this great squad that my fan base loves to parade that we have, and listen, it is a good squad. It's stacked. It's stacked. Do you know what I mean? I was watching a stream yesterday, or maybe it was earlier today before this, and someone was like, "Yo, I totally forgot about Ethan," because they were talking about the whole Semenyo thing, and it's like, bro, why would Arsenal need a Semenyo, bro? We've got what? Obviously Ethan himself. We've got Saka. We've got Madueke. Do you know what I mean? We've got Martinelli. We've got Trossard. Like, we've got a lot of players, man. We've got some good depth in the squad. So yeah, I'm not trying to hear no complaints about injuries. And when I say complaints, I'm meaning. When a player like Gabriel gets injured, yes, it is a big miss. Everyone's going to miss their leader, especially at the back. But in terms of the pure quality and also the way that we defend as a structure, this shouldn't be too much of a problem. I don't rate Tottenham's attack highly in it, do you know what I mean? So I don't know what the big issue really is. I guess I'm trying to think, because Tottenham are Tottenham are also decent at set pieces as well, you know what I mean? Van de Ven can be a threat. Richarlison, just from his pure aggression, he can be a threat as well. Do you know what I mean? So listen, we'll see how it goes. Do you know what I mean? We'll delve further into it with James later on in the week. Obviously, we got the Sunday 4:30 kickoff as well, which I kind of hate. I flipping hate having to wait all the way till that time. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man, look, listen, people, with Arsenal, nah, going forward, because look, what's done is done. Do you know what I mean? I think you've heard myself and you've heard James, you've heard a lot of people speak about the Sunderland game. I think the mentality that we showed is a big reason as to why I have doubts in my team, as to why I have doubts in the management of this team. I don't care how physical they are. Do you know what I mean? You turn pom pom against a newly promoted team. You got to trust the depth in the squad. Mikel, this is what you got to trust the depth, because this great squad that we're talking about, when people are saying, "Oh, who did we have on the bench?" Well, this great depth that we're talking about, Hincapié is a part of that. Norgard is a part of that. Do you know what I mean? If you can't bring on a Norgard against a newly promoted team, 6'2", in a game where it's physical, then I don't know when you can bring him on. Do you know what I mean? Ethan is a first team player. Lewis Skelly's a first team player. You know what I mean? He's now an England international. So I do think that when we do have these situations where there are a lot of injuries, you've got to trust certain man more. You can't keep relying on the core. Otherwise, you keep relying on the core people, you're going to keep coming up with the same goddamn injury issues. You're going to keep coming up with the same injury issues, my bro, because you just keep on you keep running out the first teamers, people. You understand? So you gotta trust your squad more, man. You gotta trust your squad more. And also, we need to add a little bit more of an chaos element into our attack. Now, I do know that with Gyökeres, right? So let's speak on it, people. Yeah, with all my criticisms, yeah, of Gyökeres, yeah, with all my critiques of Gyökeres, like one thing I will say, yeah, and obviously people have been, what I mean, talking about as well. And again, I don't like praising a player for some basic things, but the runs that he makes in behind, the way that he can occupy defenders, I do think that was missed in it. Do you know what I mean? But too often, I'm seeing us in the final third. It was most present again in the Sunderland game, because I don't have much of a problem with us playing this controlled football. I don't have much of a problem with it. I'd rather it be more exciting, but hey, we're controlling teams, we're winning games, we're 4 points ahead of the league at this early stage of the season, at the quarter mark of the season. Yeah. So I've got a little problem. Um, I just think that there just needs to be a certain element of chaos. We need to see a bit more movement of the ball. We need to see, what I mean, 1-2s, playing players on the overlap against Sunderland. I saw a lot of times where well, in the first half, well, let me not say a lot, let's say a few times, because again, the movement, it was poor overall. But there was a few times where kind of Fury did try to provide an option, but Leandro Trossard is just there. He's just, I don't know, he's just dancing on the ball, dancing on the ball, dancing on the ball, and not getting his head up and sort of playing underlapping or overlapping pass, whatever run that Calafuri was making. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't enough of that, and you need more of that. You need to shift the team around. You need to shift the defense around. You see, one thing here that has impressed me about City is that when it comes to playing at the back, I think before it was pop, pop, side, back, side, back, side, back. Sort of how we do it until there's an opening and then they push through. But now what City have done, and again, this was most prevalent with the game against Liverpool. Yeah, it was forward, side, 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 forward. They moved it very swiftly, very laterally, and they got the ball into their wider players a lot more quicker. And you know what? To be fair, I think early on in the season, we did try to do that, especially when Madueke was playing on the wing. There was a couple of games where we was using Madueke as an outlet. We tried to move the ball vertically and try to find Madueke in space so that he could run at his fullback. Yeah? But this is what we need to do more of. You understand? We need to play the ball at the back with a bit more of a punch. You understand? And we need a bit more movement in that final third. Everything just stiffs up. Everything just too stiff. You understand? So we need to see more of that in attack, man. And I think with the midfield situation, the left wing situation is a bit difficult, because I think Trossard has been doing all right. He's been producing for us. What a goal that was again, against Sunderland. Like, he's been producing for us, but I don't know. People are not gonna like it. I prefer Eze on that left. I prefer Eze on that left. People keep telling me Eze is a 10. And I'm like, Crystal Palace, they play with a 3 up front. They weren't playing with 2 10s. Ismail Assar was on the right, but he was on the left wing. It's just that with Eze, sometimes he would receive the ball out wide and he will cut inside with the ball. Or he would start out wide and then move inside off the ball. Do you know what I mean? That's the type of role that you need to get Eze in. Get him in a bit of space where he can take on his man, cause damage, and take defenders out the game. Now, don't get me wrong. Odegaard was very poor last season. He was very poor last season. Do you know what I mean? He was very poor last season. But But I said this a lot of times when it comes to Arsenal and how we play under Arteta. That middle of the park is very congested and there's not enough movement. Maybe this was why we ended up opting, or whoever it was, Berta ended up saying, "Hey, listen, Gyökeres is the guy." Because for all my complaints about Gyökeres, like I said earlier in the stream, yeah, his movement off the ball. Do you know what I mean? It does occupy defenders. Do you understand? But when everyone's just there static, whether it's Odegaard, whether it's Eze, it's very difficult for the attacking midfielder or the advanced eight or the main creator. It's very difficult for them to break down defenses because you need a bit of movement. You need a bit of movement. Do you know what I mean? People expecting Odegaard to just shoot every time he gets a chance. Like that's not the type of play that he is. Do you know what I mean? And me personally, I'm not a fan of spam footballers. Do you know what I mean? But I've said this to people before. Do you know what? You put someone else on the other guard role, then you're gonna be seeing the same things. You're gonna be seeing the same things. Because now Eze is in a 10, everyone's like, oh well, you know what, he's been underwhelming. And I think he's been decent. It's just I know what I expect of him. I know how we play. Do you see what I'm saying? Eze for me, he's a ball carrier, he's a dribbler, he offers something different. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think he's done all right with that in moments. And again, that's what I expect from him because we're very methodical with the way that we move the ball around. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like Eze, before the international break, he was getting a lot of corn, man. He was getting a lot of corn. Do you know what I mean? He was getting a lot of corn. Man saying, I listen, people, apologies, man. Honestly, today of all days, yeah, my internet wanted to go mad. Why's the comment not coming up, bruv? Why is the comment not coming up, bruv? You see how this Wi-Fi doing me dirty? Man's telling me this probably was from earlier. Man's telling me it sounds like you're from Harry Potter. Bye. My apologies, people. My apologies, people. And listen, anyone in the chat, let me know if the audio is all good right now. Let me know. Let me know if the audio's all good right now. Do you know what I mean? If the audio's poor, let me know because I'm just chatting there for no reason. But yeah, again, apologies above of all days. And I've been on here for like a week, you know, people. And the moment I come back is when the Wi-Fi wants to mess with me, bro. Like it's nasty work, man. It's absolutely nasty work. But yeah, like I said, man, with our situation in attack, like I said, more movement. Because no matter who plays in this middle of the park, yeah, it's always going to be problems. Do you know what I mean? And in terms of the Gabriel injury, there should be there should be minimal issues. Yeah, it's good to have a leader. It is a bit concerning that both Saliba and Mosquera, neither of these guys look like leaders to me, innit? Do you know what I mean? Saliba doesn't seem like the player to keep shouting at man, so it's going to be interesting how this defense is commanded because sometimes it's not just about the ability of players or even just the team structure. It's about having that voice. Anyone that's played football, and obviously, cool. I'm not talking about 11 aside here. I'm talking about 7, 8 aside. Yeah, I was on a team. You know, I mean, won the league a couple of times, whatnot, and we had a man, yeah, that played in the middle at the back. Yeah, we called him Richard Dunn. Do you know what I mean? And what he would do, he would constantly do this, constantly talk to you. Hey, look, man on, look, put the pressure. Hey, look, take the ball. You can drive with it. There's not having someone at the back that just continuously does that is so beneficial, man. So it'll be interesting to see how we cope. But with our off the ball structure, man, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, man. Do you know what I mean? Um, man saying use this big up Nems. Man saying my camera's made for the 8. Bro, I don't know what you're talking about, cause wait, like this is a different camera that I usually use, isn't it? So I don't know, you know what I mean? And even when I ask other people as well, they're like, yo, this is the clearest your camera has been. By the way, people, I do have a new camera, like a brand new camera, like a proper HD camera. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. My laptop's doing a madness. I'm actually doing this off my phone right now. You understand? I can't lie. We're doing this off the phone right now. You know what I mean? So bear with me. But yeah, man, look, we will get into it even more further. And obviously, me and James will have a discussion. Do you know what I mean? Gonna have a quick discussion with the Semenyo thing now. Look, for me, it's always been of my opinion, yeah, that we should sell players before we bring anyone else. And now, don't get me wrong, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want the ops to have good players in it. I don't want the ops to have good players, but I think right now, just keep the squad as it is. I think there was quite a few changes. Keep the squad as it is. Unless we move players out, don't be bringing in anyone. And that's number one. Number two, Semenyo is a goal scoring winger. And do you know what? I don't think he's I say winger, no, he's an inside forward. And I don't think he's a player that doesn't supply his teammates. Do you know what I mean? But he does come across as a player that's a bit shot happy. And when you've got Gyökeres as a striker, yeah, when you've got Gyökeres, yeah, as a striker, I do think that you need more creators. I really do think that this is why I'm a fan of Rodrigo. But then again, when I now look at it, I think that Eze can be that creative wide player for us. And then you bring in a Semenyo or someone of that Semenyo profile to be a bit more direct. Do you know what I mean? And get the shots off goal. Someone that can play with a centre forward like a Havertz. You understand? Having different options, but it needs to make sense. I'll be real and big up Nems. Big up Nems. Because he's saying that I hope we get Semenyo. When you have a striker like Ekatike, by the way, not gonna lie, people might think I'm mad. Yeah, Isak being a link-up striker is heavily overrated, isn't it? I can't lie, you know what I mean? Argue with your mum on that one, do you know what I mean? But Ekatike, he's a striker that will like to drop deep and more. I really Nems, I can't lie, or any Liverpool man out there, I really do think he's a little bit more suited to what you have going on over there, innit? I can't lie. But nah, man, he's a good player. I don't know whether he's worth the 65 million. I don't know if he's worth that. Obviously, there's a release clause. There is noise saying that he wants to leave, but I don't know. A part of me just feels like, slow news day, it's international break. I might just want to pull up stories in it. Do you know what I mean? Me personally, I think Semenyo's there for the end of the season. But Nems, obviously, yeah, like, to all the Liverpool man out there, don't get me wrong, I think Semenyo will be a good signing for you guys. But you've spent so much money on the attack, like, you need to focus on the more defensive parts. Like, bringing a centre back, bringing a defensive midfielder. I think, honestly, Liverpool, those are the areas here that you might need to focus on. And I can't lie, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to do a piece on Liverpool in terms of how they should set up, etc., etc. Do you know what I mean? I want to leave that to another stream. I want to do that on a laptop so that, you know what I mean, I could do the little tactical thing, you get me? But I don't know, man, it's moving a bit mad. But listen, Semenyo would be a good signing. Um, I would stay away from him for now. I think we've got enough. I'm not the biggest fan of Trossard. I'm not the biggest fan of Martinelli. I would have gotten rid of them in the summer. But they're here now, and to be fair, do you know what I mean? They're showing a decent level of production. So let's keep the squad, man. We've spent enough money on this attack as well. Remember, we bought in Eze, we bought in Gyökeres, we bought in Madueke as well. So we just need to focus. And we still got Ethan there on the back burner. Do you know what I mean? We still got Ethan there on the back burner. Nems is saying Ekatike. What's he saying? But I Nems, you gotta retype that because I'm not too sure what you're saying, man. Big up Kurt Thompson in the building. You understand? It's been a minute, man. I ain't seen you here in a minute. Big up Mustafa in the building, man. Big up yourself, Mustafa. Kurt Thompson saying, I don't see the hype with Semenyo. Nah, here, do you know what? Yeah. Now, obviously, when it comes to Semenyo, I get mixed reviews. Some man say he's a top player. Some man say he's decent. Some man say he's good. Now, if people are saying that he's a top player, he's great, whatever, then that's where I can agree with you. Do you know what I mean? I also think that with Semenyo as well, yeah, when he's playing, when he's having to play against low blocks, I don't know in it. I don't know how he would do. Do you know what I mean? So that's another because Neto at Wolves, I was like, yeah, bring him to Arsenal. Bring him to Arsenal. I see him at Chelsea where he's constantly having to face low blocks, yeah, and that guy is shite. Now, Semenyo is a bit of a better dribbler. He does take on his man a bit more. He does have a bit more of the P&P to him. Do you know what I mean? So I do think Semenyo can fare better. Do you know what I mean? But I get it though. To the guys that rate him highly, I don't get the hype. I don't really get the hype in it. But he's a decent player. He's just he's not worth the money, man. I just don't he's not worth the money for me. Do you know what I mean? Would you call it? Big up Must. Hold on a sec. Bear with me. I am doing this on my phone, people, so bear with me. Shaq, you good? Yokerez, Gabby out Spurs. No, I'm pretty sure Yokerez is back. I need to double check. I mean, it's Monday, anyways. I'm pretty sure by Thursday, Friday, he would have put in a training session. I'm pretty sure he's back. Mustafa saying for me, Semenyo starts at City. I don't think so. I personally don't think so. I think Doku's doing big. I think Doku has always been a beast one on one in it. People are focusing on um his production, but again, Goku is a lot of the times is having to face low blocks as well. But I think with Man City as well, they're adapting more how they play. So you're gonna have Semenyo in situations where he's either gonna have space to run in behind, or which I've seen a couple of times this season as well. The same thing against us as well when Man City played Arsenal, where it's like Doku was actually allowed to drift inside. You know what I mean? And he looks a lot more threatening. I don't know. I think Doku's got that spot. Do you know what I mean? And on the right, Turkey there, man. Turkey, joke of a footballer. Do you know what I mean? Like he's defo got that right wing spot. Do you know what I mean? I still don't rate Doku at the moment, but he's shutting me up. Do you know what? I'm on that one. I'm also there with you as well. Do you know what it is with Doku though? Yeah, there's very few wingers in world football where it's like when it comes to one on one with the fullback, where he's so devastating. Like I've always had this opinion of, oh, don't wait, Doku is just a man. He just runs at his fullback. But when I actually deep it, yeah, people, when I actually deep it, like there's very few men that can do what he does. Do you know what I mean? So he's sort of slightly changing in my estimation. In it, I'm not a big numbers man. Do you know what I mean? I think I grew up on wingers on beating their fullback and humiliating defenders and getting balls into box. So I'm not a big numbers man, but I also think that his end product is improving, and that doesn't necessarily mean goals and assists. But when you do beat your fullback, the trajectory of your pass or your cross, do you know what I mean? Who you're aiming for, you know what I mean? What are you looking at? Your vision, like I can see these things, and I think Doku is definitely improving on these things for sure, man. Do you know what I mean? Big up, yes, in the building. Do you know what I mean? Semenya was a shooter. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. Mustafa saying we need Semenyo for wing back. Nah. You're moving mad. Semenyo at wing back. Nah, you're moving mad. Semenyo ain't a crosser of the ball, my guy. Semenyo is much more of a shooter than he is a crosser. So I don't know, my man, about wing back, especially at United, man. You know what I mean? Semenyo got pocketed by Nunes. No, I hear it, but Nunes also pocketed Gakpo and Verts or whoever played on the like Nunes. Do you know what? Yeah, and unless you support Man City, I don't think people have really clocked on. But Nunes is really, really going into that right back role. You know what I mean? A while back when Pep was like, nah, Nunes for me and my team, he's not a midfielder. He's more of a right back. You know what I mean? Like it's proven true now, you know what I mean? And he's had a lot of experience in that position as well. Do you know what I mean? And apparently, and one thing that I've heard City fans say, but I haven't really clocked. Apparently, he's a very good crosser of the ball as well. And it was a piece of a cross that he put for Haaland for the goal against Liverpool. So now, man, look, Nunes. Do you know what? Yeah, let me just speak on Man City real quick because I don't know. I think people still have this opinion that Man City are robbed or their defense is poor. Like one, that young brother at left back, yeah, he's really proven a solid player, man. Good technically, stands his ground defensively as well. But Nunes as well, like I've been saying, well, in this stream, like he's really going into this right back role. And then you got the back two partnership of Gavardio and Diaz. Even sometimes if you bring Stones into that equation, do you know what I mean? You've also got Kuzlinov that can come in at centre back, right back, you know what I mean, aggressive, good defender. Is prone to a yellow card here and there, but nah, man. I do think that Man City defense needs to be given more respect. Do you know what I mean? And that comes off the back of Kurt Thompson saying that, what do you call it? That Semenyo got pocketed by Nunes. Nunes is actually becoming better and better, man. Do you know what I mean? What's his name? Mustafa saying Buemo has more goals than Savio. Savio been at City been at City for longer too. Yeah, but Mbumo's more of a shooter. Savio's not a shooter like that, man. I watched Savio quite a bit for Girona. He was never a shooter for me. He was always more of a creator. Nems asked me, do I watch Dutch football? Nah, do you know what? Yeah, I don't know how, yeah, people are able to watch football from all over you, especially this season. Because you see with the Premier League, yeah, here's the thing. See, now the Premier League, yeah, Saturday time comes. They'll have a game at 12:30, then another game at 3, then another game at 5:30, and sometimes even another game at 8. It's very hard to follow. And then comes the Sunday, there's the 2 o'clock, and then there's the 4:30. Sometimes there's the late one as well. So I can't like that. I really do want to watch more of other leagues. I think I've watched like 2 games. So I watched Atletico versus is it Osuna. One of them games, and I think I watched one other La Liga game. I think aside from that, I'm trying to think what other game have I watched or tuned into outside of the Premier League this season. Yeah, I've watched very, very little, man. But for me personally, it's becoming more and more difficult to do so. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what everyone's saying. Semenyo doesn't start for City. Yeah, nah, I agree, man. I agree. I agree. Let's see what else everyone is saying, man. Um, saying Van Persie is doing good. Yeah. What is Van Persie managing at Feyenoord? Let me know. Let me know, people. Let me know. Um, let's see what everyone else is saying. G. I am gonna wrap up in a moment, people. By the way, I am going to wrap it up. You get me? But I just want to see what everyone else is saying. Um, Nico O'Reilly has more goals than Cunha. Hey, the shameless thing. Hey, do you know what though? Yeah, Cunha. Yeah, Cunha's been up and down for United. Some good performances, some not so good performances. But I think with Cunha, yeah, like Cunha affects games of football without getting the GA. Like his ability to carry the ball and get the ball into them final third areas, I really do think I think he's underestimated these days in football, man. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what everyone else is saying. Yeah, everyone's doing the shameless GA thing. Savio has no less GA than certain man. Now I hear it, man. I hear it. I hear it. But listen, people, honestly, man, I really need to try and watch more football outside of the Prem. Do you know what I mean? But it's increasingly difficult. But listen, we got Mustafa in the building. We got Kurt Thompson. Big up Nems. Yeah, big up everyone watching. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, big up Yas in the building as well. Oh, very quickly, Yas has said, hold on a second. Yes, has said that Gyökeres has been in training and said on his socials that he's back for Spurs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I thought so as well. Obviously, I don't follow man on his socials, but I thought he'd have been back as well. But listen, people, love for tuning in, man. Big up yourself. You know, me and James are either going to be back tomorrow or Friday. We're going to delve deeper into this Spurs game. But yeah, listen, people, man, until then, yeah, enjoy yourselves, man. It's cold weather, you know what I mean? So keep it wrapped up. Don't want no illness is going around here, man. But listen, people, big up, and you know my thing already. Salute.